All right, folks, so here's the situation. I went camping last weekend and the hot water tank won't turn on when you hit the switch inside. And I've traced it back to this brown wire right here, which should be the power wire coming in. And I even did some redneck engineering where I hooked that wire up to that light, and it does work until you turn the light off. Meh, good enough. So that tells me that somewhere that wire is broken. So we need to trace back. We need to trace it back. So I think what I might try to do is maybe try to slide this out enough to see if I can look inside, or maybe come from the other side. But either way, we need to either replace that wire or fix that wire. So let's get to it. Alright, so I got it all slid out. I had to disconnect the propane, after I turned it off, of course. And yeah, there's some lovely stuff in here. But yeah, this is the wire in question right here. And well, I think we found our problem. That yellow wire has been chewed through. Yep, look at that. Well, that's lovely. So now I need to figure out how to get this out so I can get to that yellow wire. And I'm sure there's some hoses or something connected to this thing to fill it up with water, so that's my next step. Well, I got it out. Looks like something's been enjoying the bedding that's in there. I'm glad I pulled it out because not only is the yellow wire broken, so is this blue wire, which it probably won't focus on, but that's also broken. But here's the bad news. The wires, like this black wire here is connected, goes up and through the floor, which means I would think that it's going to be coming up through here. So, yeah, guess we're taking that off next. Okay, so I think that's the yellow wire right there. And then I guess the blue wire is also right there. Sorry. I think. Let's take a look. There we go. There we go. Now we're using our noggin. Okay. Okay. So there's the blue wire, the yellow wire, and it even looks like the black wire is slightly chewed as well. So maybe some tape on that. Well, that's what we're fixing. At least we found it. Alrighty, that's all tucked back in there. I get the wires coming through down here. They've been redone. So all we gotta do now is hook them back up, and we'll push this back. But before we do all that, I think I'm gonna go through and scrape up all this silicone so that we can reseal it later. All right, yeah, so I got all these hooked back up. The blue wire goes to green, the yellow wire goes to brown, and the black wire goes to blue. And of course, these come through right through the top here. So your brown wire there, and then your blue and your green come through here. So before we push this all back and screw it in, let's give it a shot. Give it a shot, make sure it still works. Alright, so I went up and picked up some more screws. The ones that were in there were just rusted, so I picked up some stainless screws, 2 different sizes, just in case these holes won't work. But I think the number 8s will be just fine. But before I do that, I do want to lay down a bead of silicone on the back side of all this, and then once you put the screws in, it should squeeze out and just clean up, anything that gets pushed out. So let me go ahead and knock that out now. Alright folks, as far as I'm concerned, that is a done job. Once this dries, I can go in there and try to clean up some of this a little bit more. It's currently running. And as a last safety measure, since we did disconnect the propane, spray a little bit of Windex or any type of soap on that, and just make sure that you're not getting any bubbles. And that looks like it's pretty good. So yeah, I think we're good to go. Another thing fixed. On to the next one. I forgot to mention that the reason why this happened was I had a rat in the RV, and I've never had to deal with rats before. First time for me, and he was in there for so long, assuming he was a he, that I set up cameras downstairs in the RV and was able to follow his trails and kind of keep an eye on him. And I tried to capture him so that I could easily remove him. I just couldn't do it. It took me almost 2 months to capture him or get rid of him. And the only thing that worked for me was this Rat X stuff. And what's good about this is it's all natural. Apparently, if your pets get into it, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to kill them. But of course, I would keep them away from it. But nonetheless, this is what got rid of it. After about 3 days of this in the basement, it took care of the rat problem. So now I'm just dealing with the problems that the rat caused. So it is what it is. It's part of RVing, and I'm glad I got that fixed. So hope that helps anybody. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.